Hello friends, I am Shyam Tamankar. I welcome you all on behalf of MSBTE to their audio-visual program of learning MSBTE Lead, that is learning at your doorsteps. Now we are going to discuss course outcome 2, unit outcome 2 of subject management, code 22509, which is common for all the students of all the branches of 5th and 6th semester. Now we have already discussed about what is the meaning or the outcome of course outcome 2. That is planning and organizing at supervisory level. That means it is planning and organizing essentially at the shop floor level. Now in unit outcome 1 we have already discussed about planning. And in further unit outcomes we will discuss about the organizing. Here in unit outcome 2 we will try to understand about the shop floor because our course outcome is about planning and organizing at supervisory level, that is at the shop floor level. So in year 2 we'll understand shop floor management and steps to be taken by supervisor at shop floor. What is the content or agenda of this unit outcome 2? The first is that we'll define shop floor. We will try to understand what is shop floor management, what it is for, what are the objectives of shop floor management, what are the components and departments of a shop floor, major types of layouts and major types of processes, and the what is happening or day-to-day happening on the shop floor, what are the steps to be taken by supervisor at a shop floor, and we'll look into the references. Now, key takeaway of this unit outcome 2 is that shop floor supervisor is a frontline manager and acts as a bridge between management and workers. Now, this part we have already seen in unit outcome 1. We have seen how the supervisor acts as a frontline manager and how he acts as a bridge between management and workers, how he is a nucleus or conduit between management and workers. But here essentially more important is about the performance of the supervisor at shop floor. So he is a key to that. If the performance of the supervisor is excellent, good, then definitely the performance of the shop floor will be good or that section will be good. If supervisor fails, then definitely the performance of that particular section will go down. So the role of the supervisor is important. He is a key to the performance at shop floor. Now we understand what is a shop floor. Now you know that there are millions and millions of manufacturing factories or the processing factories all over the world. The shop floor is an integral part of those businesses. So shop floor is the integral part of that business facility where the manufacturing take place or the real action take place. When I say manufacturing, that is the real action which is taking place in that unit. So a shop floor is responsible to bring out the tangible, usable and superior quality products as per the specification. So what is done at the shop floor in the manufacturing area or the production area? For what they are responsible? They are responsible to turn out or the bring out tangible. Tangible means the product like table, chair, TV, freeze, which you can see with your own eyes, isn't it? Or you can feel it, touch it. So they are the tangible products. So you are supposed to create tangible products in manufacturing process. They should be usable. If they are not fit for the use to the customer, it is of no value. So they should be usable and essentially they must be of the superior quality. And when I say superior quality, means they must be as per the specification decided in the design or the features which are decided in the design. The business dictionary defines shop floor as the area in a manufacturing facility where assembly or production is carried out with reference to design specification. So this is the area. There is a manufacturing facility which is, in that area, and either there is a manufacturing or production carried out or the assembly carried out, and it is according to the design specification as we have already seen. Now the process may be with the help of automation or automated system. That means the machine intensive or capital intensive systems, or by the workers. That means you are using more workers, or it is labor oriented or labor intensive, or you may have the appropriate combination of both the machines and the workers. Now the shop floor has the essential components like equipment, inventory and storage areas. We will discuss in the coming slides. Shop floor is responsible to produce an intermediate or a final product. So whatever that is produced at the shop floor, it may be an intermediate product or a semi-finished product which is sold to some other company or the factory which process it further or assemble it, or you can manufacture a final product in your manufacturing facility. What is shop floor management? So shop floor management is defined as developing and managing the shop floor operations. So what you do essentially, you develop and manage the shop floor operations. You develop inventory, you develop plant and machinery equipment for manufacturing, and you deploy workers, the workers required for that particular process or operation in the shop floor area. By the combination of this inventory, equipment, workers and the operations which are monitored at the shop floor level, you can produce the products. So a shop floor being the participant of the production phase, so it is part and parcel of the production phase. So its management requires dealing and handling all those factors. So there are certain factors of production. So when you are managing a shop floor where the production activity is going on, so you in turn are managing or handling the factors of production which are directly involved in production. The factors are plant and machinery, main material, so on and so forth. Now the following diagram displays the general phases of the manufacturing, processing or assembly line. So at the center is the manufacturing or processing or assembly activity. That means essentially it is a manufacturing area or the shop floor area. Now that is administered or controlled by the operations department. So the higher level of managers control all the inputs which are given to the manufacturing area or the processing area. The all inputs are the raw materials, the utilities and so on. So the operations are controlled, managed, and ultimately the products are created. And those products are then packed and warehoused and then distributed to the customers, or they are sent to the factories which require them for the further processing. Now, what are the objectives of the shop floor management? So some of the important objectives of the shop floor management are as follows. Routing movement of material on shop floor appropriately. So the objective is you have to control and monitor the movement of or the path of the material which is flowing through the shop floor. It should be an appropriate route or the appropriate flow. You do the sequencing of the processes and procedures. So there are certain procedures and processes carried out while manufacturing. These processes and procedures are taking place on the shop floor, and you have to see they are properly sequenced, arranged in a sequence. You have to schedule the workforce. That means you have to assign them jobs, the tasks, and give them the time framework or the timetable in which that work is to be completed. You have to give the resources, deploy the resources, and you have to control and monitor the operations which are taking place at the shop floor. Then you have to find out if any deviation is there if that particular sequence is going haywire, and whether the standard procedures, standard operating procedures and processes are followed by the workforce at the shop floor. And if there is a deviation, you have to give the correction to that deviation. Then you have to identify the loopholes in shop floor communication. So communication is a key. Information flows through the shop floor. Unless there is the information, you cannot do any activity. And if there is some problem with the information, then you have to find out the loopholes in the communication or the hazards of the communication. What are the problems? Why the communication is not taking place properly? And you have to do the rectifying actions. What are the components and departments of the shop floor? So there are various departments which come under the shop floor. They are purchase departments, means whatever the raw material or the components or the sub-assemblies or the hardware which is to be purchased, that is purchased to the department. Then there is a production department where actual activity of the production goes on. So this is also a part of shop floor. Then operations departments means the department which control the operations, control and monitor it. And there is a quality control department which controls the quality of the product being manufactured at that particular shop floor. And the components are, so there is the human component, that is the staff or the workforce which is working at the shop floor. Then you have plant and machinery, tools and tackles, jigs and fixtures. Then you have a storeroom to store all these tools and tackles, jigs and fixtures, then to store raw material, work in process, semi-finished goods or the finished goods. And very essentially, the information technology is required nowadays because majority of the machines or the plants are now controlled by computers. They have computer consoles, and so the required information is to be fed to the computers. So these are part and parcels or the components of any manufacturing activity which goes on at a shop floor. Now major types of layouts are two. One is product or assembly oriented layout. That means you either purchase raw material or the intermediates or the sub-assemblies or the components. Then raw material goes to the manufacturing activity through the process of manufacturing. You can see it with the help of the blue arrow, and there are components which directly go to the assemblies. So assembly receives manufactured component as well as the purchased components, and assembly department assemble it, and after assembling the product is packed and it is out of the production department and it goes to warehouse for further deliveries. And in case of process oriented layout, essentially the raw material comes in as an input, and that raw material is manufactured or processed over different types of machines. Then the assembly of the different components and sub-assemblies takes place, and thereafter the product is made and packed, and then it is sent to warehouse for the further delivery. Then there are two types of processes. One is the batch process and another is the continuous process. In batch, we process in certain quantity. So a bulk of material is processed in batches. So one batch may be of a limited number. It may be of 100 components or the 100 numbers or 200 numbers or 500. And they are processed at a time. So you have to, create the total procedures and the processes. You have to arrange for it once the batch starts till the batch ends. So when a particular batch is going on in a particular section on a particular sequence of the machines, then you cannot process any other material till the batch ends on those machines in that particular section. Now batch processing is very common and which is a suited method in all majority of the engineering industries. Now what is continuous process? In continuous process, the raw material comes in as an input and it passes to the different phases of production, are processed through the different phases of production, and ultimately at the end you get the final product. So there is a continuous processing of raw material from one phase to the another phase till the final phase where you get the final product. So as it is continuous, there is no need of handling of the material, or there is no need of the more number of the workers or the workforce, and the wastage is less, and energy required is less, and the cost is less as we use less labor, less handling of the material, and less energy. Now, continuous processes are generally used in chemical, petroleum, fertilizers, or cement industries. Now, what are the daily activities at the shop floor? So, you decide on a volume of production a business handles, you decide a volume to be produced in a particular day or a particular shift, and then you create the work orders by doing the the different disintegration, which parts are required, creating the BOM, and you create the work orders with the help of the systems like MRP1, MRP2, or the ERP. But we are not going to discuss MRP1 or ERP, etc., because this is not under the scope of our discussion today. Now the work orders are then released to the floor. The material is used as per the requirement. So material is brought inside the department from the stores as per the requirement. The purchase requisitions are generated for out of stock material. If a material is going to go out of stock, if the reorder point has reached, then you have to give order for that. You have to order a economic order quantity. Then whatever the material which is received after giving order, that is first inspected and then stored in the storehouse, and the recording is done and requisite records are maintained. Then machines and tool planning is done. You have to plan for the machines, on which machines you are going to process, what are the tools required, what are the jigs and fixtures required. So planning is to be done before you start it, and you have to do all the requisite arrangements before you start the production. Now you have to allocate labor. So workforce is to be allocated to different machines or for the handling of material and any other activity or the different jobs. Then the jobs are processed on the machines with the help of tools and jigs and fixtures. Now you have to create the records of production and quality inspections. You have to create those records and maintain it. Then you have to record the labor working hours for the salaries. Then you have to create soft and hard copies of reports. They are generated for management review. So you create different types of record, the labor requirement, the labor which goes into the product, or the quality inspection records, or actual manufacturing record, whether you have met the targets or not. So management can do the review of it. Now the completed jobs are closed and materials are dispatched to the required destination. Now steps which are to be taken by supervisor at shop floor, which we have already discussed in part B of the unit outcome 1. So I will just read out those steps which are to be taken by the supervisor. So he has to assign jobs and tasks to the various workers and train them for it. He has to guide and instruct them, direct them for day-to-day activities, and schedule it to complete the production target of his section. Do machine and tool planning to get best efficiency. Arrange, plan, budget for raw materials, manpower, energy sources, and any other requirement for optimizing production cost. We will look into the budgeting of raw materials and manpower in subsequent unit outcomes. Then monitor quality and minimize waste, rejection, and rework. I think you understand what is the meaning of waste, rejection, and rework. Then create and maintain safe working conditions to avoid accidents. We have discussed it at length. Then prepare periodical reports about the performance of the workers and their section. Then face everyday contingency or changing situation and create successful deviation to maintain the workflow. Now there are other steps or function also like communication, addressing problems and grievances, motivation and maintaining discipline, which we are not going to cover because they are the concern of the organization, and we will discuss when we will discuss about the organizing. So these are the references. Learning manual by MSBT is one reference, and the other link which I have given is the reference. You can go to that link and see further or study further. So thank you very much, friends. We have seen in this unit outcome what is shop floor, what is shop floor management, what are the components and the departments of the shop floor, what are the objectives of shop floor management, what are the steps which are taken daily at the shop floor, and the steps which are to be taken by shop floor supervisor. So thank you very much. Now we'll meet in our next part, that is course outcome 2, unit outcome 3 shortly. Thank you very much.